Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an awesome day so far. Today's tutorial is on this look here. You have a blue halo eye cut crease. It's so much fun. I love it. I would wear this to prom, girls' night out, just for fun, whatever you want to wear it for, go right ahead. If you're interested in seeing how I got this look, then please keep watching. But before we do that, make sure you like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell either. Super important, as you all know. Alright, let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to go ahead and use today is this e.l.f. Brow Gel Lock-On Liner Cream stuff. So apparently I could use this as an eyeliner if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I am using a Sephora angled brush. I'm going to scoop out a little bit of the product and put it on the back of my hand. And then what I do is I go ahead and kind of get the product onto the sides of the brush and then onto the very tip where I'll be actually putting the brow brush on my face. I've been drawing really fine hair-like brows recently, so that is what I'm gonna do. Now that my brow is filled in how I want it to be, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This one is in the shade 5 Ivory. This is obviously lighter, well, on camera maybe it doesn't look, but in real life this is lighter than my skin tone, so I'm using this as my highlight shade, at least for my brow bone. And while we're here, I am using this same concealer shade to prime my eye as well. Need to wet my sponge. And to set this concealer, I'm using the Ben Nye No Color Powder. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is spray my face with this BADESCU Rosewater. Almost as like a primer, but not quite a primer. This stuff is the best. Alright, so I have you guys zoomed in nice and close. I am using my Morphe 12P palette. This one. Hopefully it fits in here. Okay, so this is what the palette looks like. The first shade I'm going to go ahead and pick up is this blue right up here. And to do that, I am using my Morphe B30. Let's see how this works out for me. The next shade I'm picking up is this blue right here. This is the first one we used. This is just a little bit richer, and I am using an e.l.f. Professional Blending Eye Brush. And I'm going to try and keep this pretty concentrated here in my crease. Next, you guys can probably guess, I am picking up the dark blue in the palette. This is kind of like a purpley navy blue. I am using this small brush from Morphe. I believe this is a B42. The letters have kind of rubbed off a little bit. Then I'm going to hit my inner corner. A lot of times with halo eyes, it helps to pat instead of swipe when you're blending. Sometimes I find this just gives me a little bit more control. I'm just going in with a little bit more of that second blue shade. I'm kind of just running it along the very tops of that dark shade. Next, I am picking up the black in the palette right next to that dark blue. I'm using a small detailing brush I'm using this brush, not like this brush. I'm using this brush, and the purpose of using a super small brush is so you can get a really precise application, and then I can go in with something a little bit more dense, like the brush that I used for that navy color, and blend it out that way. That way you're not putting a lot of black onto your eye at one time and getting too overwhelmed and messing up your look. And I want this look to be more blue rather than having, oh, there's black eyeshadow on her eye. So I'm really not adding too much here, and if you can tell, I'm only bringing it like up, like this right here is my crease. I'm only bringing it up that far, and then with my navy blue brush, I'm kind of gonna just pat it. Now you're just going to repeat this process until you kind of get that desired blackness or depth that you want. Alright, and now it is time for me to cut my crease. I am going to use that same concealer that I used to prime my eye. The way I cut my crease is actually pretty easy, and this kind of guarantees that you get it right every single time. What I'm going to do for this halo eye is put a glob of concealer right here and open my eye all the way. Make sure there's no concealer on your eyelash though when you open your eye. So like this. And now I have a stamp right where I need to kind of cut. Now that my crease is cut, I'm going into my Urban Decay Distortion palette, and I am picking up this shade right up here in the shade Spice. Just kidding. Space. I'm picking it up on a Real Techniques detailing brush and spraying it with a little bit of my ROSEWATER spray just to make it a little bit more, you know, just give it a little bit more of a metallic-y look to it. A little more oomph. And I am going to place that right at the very tippy top. There's a really good chance I'm going to go in with a white eyeshadow there later too, so just a heads up. So I'm going into this Foil Eyes eyeshadow palette by BH Cosmetics. And I am going to pick up this shade right here. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm kind of going to pat that on the sides. I'm picking up more of that navy blue shade from my Morphe 12P palette. And I'm kind of covering up what I just put down. I'm just trying to see what works here, you know? I'm picking up more of space on my finger. I'm just gonna apply that to the whole center of the lid. And then, with no additional product on this brush, I'm kind of just gonna blend. And then I'm picking up that second blue shade that we have in the palette. I'm kind of going to put that right on top of the navy that is on the very, like on the insides closest to that space color. Now we blend the blue and the navy. With my finger, I'm picking up the white from my 12P Morphe palette. I'm just going to put that on the very center of my lid. And then with a clean Morphe detailer brush, I'm putting that right up next to my little cut crease line. A little helpful trick if you have a white eyeliner at home. So you can sharpen things up like that if you think they got too unsharp, and then go back in and kind of blend it. Put that right on top one more time. Next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is tightline my eyes. I'm using the Pure On Point eyeliner. Next, I'm going to try winged liner. If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to give up. Alright, so that's done, and we can, oh, almost dropped it. We can move on to my face. I'm using the NYX Pore Filler to prime. This is one of my fave primers. I'm going to be mixing two foundations together. One is the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth in the shade 240 Golden Beige, and the other one is the NARS Radiant or Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Fiji. What I've been doing recently is applying it with a stippling brush and kind of just spreading the product around my face. And then I go in, once I get it spread around, and I use a sponge to kind of blend out those brush strokes. I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20 to highlight. And now is your time to really clean up this eyeshadow line down here. To set my under eye concealer, I am using my Ben Nye No Color Powder again. To bronze up, I'm using this Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter. This one is in the shade Ready to Go. I'm not focusing on really contouring or anything like that today, just because I want the eyes to be the main focus of this look. And with whatever's left, I'm just going down the sides of my nose and kind of up to my brow. For blush today, I'm using Living the California Dream from Benefit Cosmetics. For my highlight, I'm using this palette from Cargo Cosmetics. I'm using the shade Beam right here in the center, and that is going all over my face. And this is also going to be my inner corner and my brow bone highlight. Going back into my 12P palette, I'm picking up the first shade that we used on a kind of bullet blending brush, and I'm going to sweep that underneath my lower lash line. Next, I'm picking up the navy blue in the palette, and I'm keeping that a little bit tighter to that lower lash line, just so we can have a nice gradient effect. With a flat liner brush, I'm picking up the black in my Morphe P palette. My Morphe 12P palette, and I am just stamping this right onto my lower lash line. Now, for a finishing touch, I am going to put this black eyeliner on my lower lash line. To almost finish this eye look, I'm doing mascara and then lashes. The lashes I'm using today are a little bit less intense than the ones that I normally use. These are the 650s from Salon Perfect. A lot of times I use 614s or 615s. It all just depends on what you like. The lash glue I'm trying out today is the Duo Brush On Lash Glue. For lips today, I'm using 2 liquid suede lipsticks from NYX. I am going to use the shade Soft Spoken on my outer corners, and in the center, I'm going to be using Sandstorm. This is the finished look. I hope you guys loved this tutorial. I hope you learned something new. If you did, give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe and turn that notifications button on for more videos like this one. I had a lot of fun filming this. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you would wear this, where you would wear it to. I think this would be good for a fun girls' night out. You could do this for prom if you still have prom. I feel like there's hair in my mouth. You could do this for prom if you still have prom to go to, or just whatever you want to do, girlfriend. Go ahead and do it. That's pretty much all I got. Comment down below what color you want to see next, what kind of eye look you want to see next, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.